Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first video since the U.S. election, with where we saw Donald Trump win the presidential election. A lot of big changes to the portfolio as a result of the election and just the period that we're in. So this video had a lot of interesting updates on where the portfolio has been going and moving towards. So let's get started right away. So since the last video, the portfolio is up a crazy amount. We are now up to about $168,000. Close to 169 at the beginning of the morning, but it's kind of receded just a little bit. Quite a bit from the last video where we were at about $159,000. All time, our profits are up $18,300. Um, the app that I'm using, Wealthsimple, is only tracking the gains since I've been on Wealthsimple. And for me, that's just been April 1st. If you would look all the way here, started on about April 1st when I started making my first transfers into the account. So since April, which is about 7 months ago, we are up $18,000, which is 12.17%. So let's start with the TFSA first. TFSA, just because this is the account where not a lot of movements should be happening. Otherwise, the CRA is just going to consider that we're starting a business or we're doing day trading. The main move that I made this week was Tesla. I had about $5,000 in YTSL, the Tesla ETF, and I've trimmed it down to just 50 shares. So I basically trimmed $4,000 worth after Trump has come into power, and Tesla yesterday went to about $300. So at $300, I took some Tesla off. Now Tesla is at 315 and YTSL is at $23.20. It could go up a little more, which is why I still held about $1,000 in case just to leave some runners in case this goes up even more. So currently it's up almost close to 30% with the $1,000 we have left. The money that I took out of YTSL, I put into VFV. The reason I put into VFV is because a lot of how I invest and choose to buy stocks is based on macroeconomic trends. I do look at technical analysis and I also do fundamental analysis. But the next piece that I have is also economic trends. So economically, I do see that we are going to be in a period of growth in the US market for the next 2, 3 months up until February. So I just want to put some investments into things that I know are for sure going to go up until I get a better idea. Okay. Tesla, that was a single stock. I don't have another single stock in mind to replace it with. So until I find something better, I think VFV is the good way to go. It's just the US market because my thesis is that it's going to go up for the next 2 months. That while I think of a better idea, VFV is a good one. But ultimately, I'm not in a rush to find a better idea just because this is the TFSA. I'm perfectly happy just holding VFV for the next months, even half a year or so. All right. Next, moving on to the non-registered account. So non-registered account, as you can see, big gains. When I first started doing these videos, you guys saw that I had been playing around with the non-registered account a little too much, and I was down close to negative 30%. But now it's down to just negative 1.57%. So a lot of gains has happened since then. Now, some of those gains are definitely just from me transferring cash from my savings account over to my non-registered account. Okay, so it's not like I can say that, oh, it was all me picking stocks that basically just eviscerated this huge loss. But actually, one portion of it is actually from gains. So I was down about $3,500, somewhere around that ballpark, in terms of what I put into the non-registered. Now, if you look at this, it's down just negative $750. So it's a combination of transferring more cash in, but also good investments in a non-registered account. So this is the interesting one here. So I'll start with the existing positions where I haven't really touched anything. Google didn't really touch that since the last update. Currently, it is up a little bit. My average is $174, and Google is currently at 180. So currently I'm up about $43. Not very eventful. Coca-Cola. This is just a stock that I think it's great to get into, as we kind of see the price dip in the last couple weeks. I am down a little bit, down 4%. My average is $66.82, but currently it's at $64. But that's fine. Coca-Cola, it's not going to go away. I see it as more of like a something that I can hold for the long term, and it has dividends as well, with the most recent dividend coming in the next month or so. So absolutely no damage holding on to Coca-Cola. Completely fine. MSFY. This is the purpose ETF that follows Microsoft, which I bought quite heavily in the last two videos. Um, Now we are finally at a in the green since purchasing it. But I'm actually still not really in a hurry to sell this one. I think it can go up even more. Basically, Microsoft is just making up for the losses that it took after earnings report. So I'm just gonna hold for now. NVHE. Now this is one thing that I did trim. So I had originally about $10,000 in it, and yesterday I was up quite a bit, probably thousand over $1,000 in terms of gains. So I decided to take some off the table, and I did leave myself with 150 shares. Based on those 150 shares, I am still up 8.83%, which is great. My average price is $12.19. It's currently trading at 13.27. All right. I'm gonna skip Palantir because that's the main thing I want to talk about. I'll talk about USCL and Tree. So with the money that I gained from selling a huge portion of NVHE. I did buy additional USCL, just like what I'm doing in my TFSA. Same thesis. The market's going to go up in the next month or two until year end. Just going to put it into something that's safe that I know is going to be, uh, going up for the next month or so. So I just decided to buy more USCL. USCL also does give a dividend every month. So absolutely great, but at the same time, safe investment for the time being. All right, so I'm now down to the last three stocks that I want to talk about a little more. First of all, I'll start with Lending Tree. Lending Tree has not really been moving in the exact way and at the exact time that I wanted. Um, I've invested quite a bit in this one. It's about $4,000. Average price is $52.17 after dollar cost averaging quite heavily last Friday. Um, we had the lowering of interest rates just yesterday, after Powell announced, a 0.25 percentage drop in interest rates, but it's still not really moving. Am I worried? Not really. Ultimately, no one really knows what's going to happen in the stock market in the near future. When I say near future, I mean next day or next week. There's a lot of things that we cannot control as investors, such as market manipulation, price actions. But what we do know is that Lending Tree did have an amazing earnings report. Revenue was up. Their mortgages did well. Additionally, guidance was also pretty strong as well. So there is absolutely no reason why Lending Tree should have dropped this much. I think probably, I don't know for certain, but I think the reason why it's down so much is that there's a bit of market manipulation. Um, Price is probably being held a little lower for more people to buy in, especially insiders. Uh, but regardless, I'm not too worried about this position because we have another interest rate drop coming up next month. And also, it's just a good business. Lending Tree borrows money to people that come onto their platform, right? With interest rates just going down, you're just going to see more people want to borrow money and invest. Also, again, mortgages, big business as well. So, not worried about this one. Would I do something a little different? I think now knowing Lending Tree and holding it for this long and becoming very familiar with stock, I think the price action is a bit slow for my liking. I might look into stocks in the future that has a little faster price action, but I don't mind holding this. If you remember from my first video, this was always like a medium term kind of investment. It was never going to be a short-term thing where I was going to get in and out after a week. So totally fine holding this for a little longer. All right, the last two that I want to talk about. First one is Visa. Visa is just kicking butt and taking names. Unfortunately, I did have to sell one share of Visa. I actually had 6 shares if you look at my previous videos. Reason being, I wanted to accumulate a little more Palantir, and I was like $10, $20 short of buying another Palantir stock. So I thought of just selling a Visa stock so I could just buy a little bit more Palantir. OCD, I just had this exact number that I wanted to buy, so I sold a Visa for no really good reason other than just to buy more Palantir. But can't complain. Still doing really, really well. Um, with the 5 shares that I have, I still, invested about $1,400 into this. An average price is 283, and it's up 18%. Sorry, 8%, which is a $117 gain. So, loving Visa right now. It's currently at 310, and it's just a great business. It's going to keep going up, and also Visa does pay a dividend as well, so that's just the cherry on top. So, loving Visa. Lastly, Palantir. Oh man, I have a story for you guys. So, um, earnings report was the first thing that happened this week for Palantir. Okay. You never know things with earnings report. All right. I know a lot of people that I sometimes talk to and trade with, or trade alongside who are all about betting about earnings report, but that is really just a pure gamble. Unless you're working within the company, there's absolutely no way you know where earnings report are going to go. I'm not really a gambler. I'm an investor. I like my success rate to be high, preferably over 75%. So my first reaction was I was going to go into Palantir earnings report at the end of the market, the closing of the market, and just start selling. Okay. Selling, is that bad? Why do you do it? Well, it kind of reduces the risk, right? I bought originally into Palantir in the 40s, I think, yeah, mid 40s. Palantir, after the market closed on Monday, Palantir was up to about 50, no, 40. Sorry. So yeah, I think I was up quite a bit. I think it was up to 47, numbers that I've never seen before. So I sold it at a good profit. So I took the profits in, right? But with every new earnings report, that's a blank slate. Okay. If guidance does really, really well, the potential of expansion of Palantir goes up as well. You can no longer look at Palantir in the same way if Palantir has a great earnings report. And that's exactly what happened. New earnings report came out and the guidance has been increased. They're increasing the estimates of how much money they're going to make it for the next quarter, and that just makes Palantir more valuable. So it's very sad, but actually it's actually the smart thing to do. On the surface, I sold at 50, 45, 46, 47, average of 46, I think, and then I bought back in to Palantir at 47 after I found out that guidance was going up. And that sounds counterintuitive. Basically, hey, if you didn't hold, like you could have, made up greater gain. Why sell at 46 and you buy back in at 47? You basically just, lost a bit of money there. Well, that's only because, now I know of the earnings report that this can go up a lot more. And that just reduces my risk. And that was going to make me want to invest more. So I started buying at 47, and then I'm investing a lot more money than before. I was in about like 1,000 or 2,000, 3,000 at most into Palantir, and now I've basically doubled that position. So I started buying at 47, and then when I was able to sell off some other stuff and I got some more money, transfer more money from my checking accounts into my Wealthsimple non-registered accounts. I just picked up additional Palantir when it was at the 52s. That was 2 days ago in the morning. Now Palantir is up to 57, actually 58 before I started this video. And yes, I did sell at 46 and I bought in at 47, but and now I have an average price of 51, which is a lot higher than my average before. But this allowed me to invest a lot more money into it. I'm up 12%, with a gain about close to $700. And I really think I think that was just a disciplined move. You always got to consider the risk. If Palantir went down like crazy on earnings report, it's a very different picture, right? If it went down to 30s and I was holding it at 41, I don't look very smart anymore. So just reducing that risk during earnings report was a big deal. Even if I lost a little bit of money, that's fine. I think that's just a cost of investing. But if you want to be, you know, low risk, if you want to be a long-term investor where your money is going up and up and up, sometimes you just got to take those few losses here and there. Um, and just keep going. Yeah, I see Palantir going up a lot higher in the long term in the next 3, 4, 5 years from now. I see it going, above $100. Palantir doesn't really have any, immediate competitors, and just even my workplace, all the workshops that we've been doing at work about AI and just not knowing what it is and what to make of it. This is just an industry that's going to be growing for the next couple of years before we see any kind of bubble, something like that. So yeah, there's no any kind of industry disruption with a new competitor for Palantir. I just see this stock going up, and the stock really is moving up without much of a stop. Okay. So that's it for the updates. Before I end this video, I just want to quickly talk about some people did mention whether I am on Blossom. I am actually on Blossom. I think it's a great app just to verify everything that I'm showing and talking about is real. Blossom really just, is this app that confirms everything that I'm saying is real. Oh, so yeah, I am on Blossom. But I'm just not really fully understanding how Blossom works. I try to, give out my Blossom to people on my channel, but it seems like no one can really follow me. Also, it is a bit glitchy. I did want to show you some of the trades that I made this week on my account, but I just can't seem to see. Look, I just keep pressing the top left button where my profile picture is to open my settings to show my trades, but it's just not really working. So yeah, but yeah, I am on Blossom, and once I get that figured out, you can just double verify everything I'm talking about on Blossom. But for now, Wealthsimple is the best way. This is my accounts. Everything is real, and yeah, just with more patience, I'll be able to just make these videos even better and show you more things. All right, so that's it for this video. Thank you for tuning in. Um, the views and the amount of people watching my videos has been going up, and that just gives me more motivation to want to make these videos. So I'm appreciating all the love and support that I'm currently getting on YouTube. Obviously, that's not really what it's for. I actually just am very passionate about investing, and I like to share how I'm doing. It gets kind of tiring for the people around me to hear about my stocks, my portfolio, just telling it to them one on one in person. So, having another um, outlet such as YouTube to kind of express my feelings, my thoughts about my investing on YouTube is just something that's fun for me. So, I'm having fun. And if you're enjoying it too, then what could be better? All right. Thank you. Bye.